this is Andrew from EasySugarFreeRecipes.com. Today we have a very intense and awesome inside-out German chocolate cake. This is a really awesome cake. You are going to love it. It's also pretty complex too, so you definitely want to follow along with these videos. So here's how we start. First thing you're going to do is you're going to stir together all your dry ingredients. Then, after that, you're going to want to melt the butter. Now, this is going to be in a separate container. You only want to melt it, not so much that it's, a boiling, liquid that's very yellow, just enough that it's very easy to mix. It'll still probably have kind of that yellow, whitish, tinge to it. It's not going to be a deep yellow color. So after that, then you're going to whisk the butter with milk and a full egg. So mix that all together, and then you're going to add the dry and the wet ingredients all together into one bowl and put it on your electric beater. I chose a KitchenAid mixer. It worked really well. So probably the whisk attachment on there, and just put that on low for about a minute. Now after that, you're going to want to take another egg and you want to separate the yolk from the egg white. So how you do that is basically you crack open the egg and you can just kind of toss the egg white back and forth, and each time you're going to be you're going to toss the yolk back and forth, and each time you're going to be losing a fair amount of the egg white until it's about all gone. So then you'll have a bowl with the egg white in it that you can throw out, and then you can use this yolk to put into the mixture that we were just mixing. So from there, you're going to add in your vanilla and your almond extracts, and then you're going to add some boiling water to it as well. And once that's all in there, put the mixture on medium for about 2 to 4 minutes until it's combined and thinned out. So from there, you're going to want to grease your cake pan. So the cake pan you want to use, it's going to be about an inch high or so, and 6 inches, from side to side. I bet you if you were to take your thumb and pinky like this, it would probably go all the way across. At least mine does. So what you want to do is wrap your fingers, probably 2 or 3 fingers in saran wrap, and this is a cool little baking trick that I learned. You can dip it in, butter or margarine, and you can use it to grease the cake pan. Now this will help the cake cook better, as well as it'll keep it from sticking. So once you've got it greased and really covered, you're going to pour a little bit of flour in there, tablespoon or 2, and then you can shake it around and roll it around so that it covers the whole surface. Then, once you've done that, pour that whole mixture that we've been mixing for the last while into that cake pan. Now, this is where you have some options, because this cake has got 3 different layers to it. So you're going to use this cake pan 3 different times to, make each layer. So if you want to do 3 layers, you're going to want to make sure it's pretty shallow so that you have enough cake mix for it. But another option that you could do, you could also do 2 layers, and you could make one of them a little bit thicker, in which case we will cut it later, and I'll show you what that looks like. But basically the end result will still be 3 layers. It just makes it a little bit easier at this time. So once you've got that poured in there, you want to even it out with a spatula, and then with your oven that's preheated to 350 degrees, put it in the oven for about 13 to 15 minutes, and then once it's done, just remove it and let it cool. So for our cake filling, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to take some coconut and some chopped walnuts, and you're going to want to put them on separate cookie sheets. Now the cookie sheets you're going to want to cover with parchment paper, and then once you've got those laid out, put them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 12 to 18 minutes. Now I want you to watch really closely, make sure that they're not burning. So once the 10 and 12 minute gets hit, be checking on it consistently every minute, make sure that they don't burn. So once you're done with that, you're going to set those aside, and you're going to get a glass pie container, made for usually doing rhubarb or regular pies, but we're not going to use it for that. What you're going to do is take your can of condensed milk and pour it into that pie plate. Now from there, you're going to want to cover it with tin foil. You don't have to make it super tight to the point where you're creating a vacuum seal or anything, but you do want to make sure that tin foil is pretty tight so that there's no holes or that air isn't able to very freely come in and out of it. From there, you want to put the pie plate in an oven-safe dish. So this could look like pretty much any metal dish that's considerably bigger than your pie dish, and make sure it's about an inch to 2 inches deep. You know, it could be a little deeper, that as long as it's at least 1.5 inches or so. That's all you really matters. So then you're going to fill that with boiling water with your pie plate in the middle of it until about halfway up the pie plate. So what this is going to happen is, once you put this in the oven, it's going to continue boiling the water, and the water is going to cook the condensed milk. This way it doesn't burn, and it works really well that way. From there, you're going to want to put it in the oven at 425 degrees for about 45 minutes. At this time, you have a perfect opportunity to move on and finish the glaze, but I'm going to continue the instructions for the pie filling so that it's, you know, all contained in this part of the video. So once those 45 minutes are up, take it out. You're going to want to put some more boiling water in there, because at this point, all of that water that you put, probably more than half of it's going to be evaporated. So fill it back up to the regular level and put it in for another 45 minutes. That's an hour and a half total. Once it's finished there, you can take it out. You'll find that it's actually quite a golden brown, a very, very desirable color. So from there, you want to take those coconut and the walnuts that you had set aside, and you're going to mix it into that bowl. From there, you're going to have a very, very sweet mixture, and it's really quite delicious. This is used for the filling in between the layers. So just cover that and let it cool to room temperature and set it aside. So for the glaze, or the icing that's going to go around it, what you're going to do is you're going to put a frying or saucepan on the oven on medium heat, and then you're going to melt the butter inside there completely so it's a liquid. Then you want to add some unsweetened baker's chocolate and the agave nectar, and whisk that all together until the baker's chocolate is completely melted. Now, it will take a little bit of time for that to happen, but don't worry, it will happen eventually. Once you're done there, put the mixture into a bowl and refrigerate it. Every 15 minutes or so, you're going to have to take it out of the refrigerator, and you're going to have to stir it until it's thick and spreadable. You're going to have to do that 3 or 4 times so it's been refrigerated for about an hour. So now we're on to what I call Operation Put All of that stuff together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put on a plate, your first layer, and then from there, that really delicious filling that we put, you're going to spread a generous helping, probably about half of it, considering we're only going to use it twice, over that, and spread it on top of that layer, and then put your second layer on top. Then spread that filling in again using the rest of it, and then put the top layer on the very top of there. So then you're going to want to put the glaze or the icing all over the top and the sides of it so it covers the cake completely. From there, you can choose to garnish it with coconut, is what we used, as well as pecans or walnuts or anything you really want to put on there. You can use your own creativity to make this your own masterpiece. And that is the end of a long, intense lesson on how to make a sugar-free, inside-out German chocolate cake. I hope you enjoy it because it is a delicious cake. This is Andrew from EasySugarFreeRecipes.com, and I hope you have a wonderful night.